Hello. If I look very tired and kind of a mess, it's because I am. I just finished my first semester in the animation illustration program at San Jose State University. I just wanted to put something together to talk about the program and just go over my first semester. I'll probably continue doing stuff in the future, but I wanted to get like my thoughts and information about the first semester now when it's fresh. I also just wanted to talk about this program in general. It's really hard to find videos talking about art programs, especially animation programs, schools that aren't specifically art schools, and definitely not for state schools. So I want to talk about it because when I was trying to figure out what school I wanted to go to and trying to find videos and look into stuff, pretty much everything I was finding was for like some of the really top schools, like RISD, stuff at SCAD, things that I definitely can't afford. So I want to talk about this school because I had a lot of trouble finding information about this program, and I think it is a really good program, so I want to like, you know, spread some information. I guess I'm going to talk first about how like application stuff went, and then some stuff that happened before the school year started, give a little transition into like a little move-in vlog, and then I'll talk about what to expect for the actual semester itself. So starting off with applications, you do have to do a portfolio, which wasn't like a huge deal for me because I was putting together portfolios for all the other schools I was doing that were specifically art schools, but apparently my class was the first year that this program did a portfolio. If I'm remembering correctly, it was just 3 pieces. We had to do like a self-portrait in a mirror, a drawing of like an environment, a place that I think had to have people in it, and then we had like an hour to do a personal like piece. It's pretty cool. I will show my accepted portfolio. After being accepted, make sure to go to Admitted Students Day. It was so helpful. The animation program had a specific showing thing that they did where the director of the program explained a bunch of stuff, had a presentation, and then some current students like went up and answered questions and did stuff, and then it was open Q&A and you could ask questions, and it was really helpful, and was especially helpful in that like I was still a little stressed about what school I wanted to choose. I need to actually talk to current students and hear about the program and stuff was very helpful. They also make a Discord for like your class, so you're able to communicate with other people in your grade level, other people, freshmen coming in and everything, so that like maybe you can meet them when you go to orientation in the summer and that sort of thing, which was really cool. I was really anxious about like meeting new people, especially with the size of San Jose State University compared to the little high school that I went to. So getting to meet some people earlier on was really cool. So I recommend getting involved before school starts. But with all that, I'm gonna show my little move-in vlog. I don't know how to like what to say. It is currently, my watch is in the other room. It is 11:03.
I'm leaving for college tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm leaving for college. I'm moving to college tomorrow. I have this lovely lad to help me move in. We have to wake up at like 5. I'm probably gonna film a better intro or something later, but
We will be stopping.
I will be so sad. So we'll see how much I actually record, but the vlog. Yay. He's so easy. Oh my god. I'm gonna miss you like. So this is what I have to go. It feels like way too much. But I'm gonna add the blankets, some of the blankets I'm sleeping with to this, but this is overall everything I'm bringing. I feel like it looks like more than it is on camera, but a lot of these suitcases I'm not gonna keep there. I'm gonna like unpack them and then send them back home with my parents, but yeah. Just the light. That's ominous. Hello vlog. It's dark. It's 5 a.m. It's also raining. I don't think our truck has a covered truck bed. Anyway.
You make mac and cheese and like eat out with you, and I'm like, cool, thank you. So we're like, finished eating. We are about to like go out. Like
We're in the car. It's kind of packed. I like how I move it and there's nothing back there. There's one thing back there. Everything else is in the bed of the truck.
do not drop your phone.
I would never. Me?
no. Anyway, gonna drive to San Jose State. Yeah. Yay.
Okay, so school started. After moving in, I was incredibly nervous for the first day. Like, couldn't sleep, woke up hours early and couldn't fall back asleep, so incredibly anxious. I never had any actual classical, like, art training before joining this program, and so I didn't know what to expect. Obviously, I'm new to college, I didn't know what to expect from college courses and that sort of thing, so I was incredibly anxious. There was nothing to be anxious about. All your classmates are still like your same level. Most of them are also like around the same age, if they're not transfers and like that sort of thing. So like it's all your peers. It doesn't feel horribly different from a high school class, at least with the smaller class sizes of most of the animation classes. It was so fine. Even the scary professors are nice, at least for the ones that I had. So like, it'll be okay. I assure you, you'll make it through. So during Advanced Student Day and everything, they talked about how intense the program is, how you have to have good time management. And I was like, oh, like I keep a planner, I'll be fine. Technically I was fine, but it was incredibly difficult. If you're doing the roadmap that they have set out and you're not a transfer student that already has credits or whatever, your first year you will be doing 3 animation classes and 1 general. That's if you're doing the 5-year plan. If you're doing the 4-year plan, you might be doing 2 generals. I'm not entirely sure how that's organized, but I'm on the 5-year plan. So the animation classes that I'm assuming is just the general. It's what they had us do this year. I'm assuming that it stays about the same for most years. We had to do visual principles, illustration basics, and lighting and optics. So that's Annie 71, Annie 11, and Annie 10. The general that I had was like the first year writing English class, which I'm not going to talk about it too much because it's not an animation class, but I don't know. But Annie 71, our visual principles class, I had Leanne Hill as my professor. She's very fun. Basically, like, we were learning how to use Illustrator and InDesign and like Photoshop and everything. And on top of that, you have a daily sketchbook that you have to do a sketch in every single day, all 7 days of the week, so that you have 100 at the end of the semester. And you're also doing a master copy sketchbook where you do 1 master copy every single day to have 100 at the end of the semester as well. So this was my daily sketchbook. Got all the fun stickers on there. And like just did like a sketch every day. I don't know what else to say about that specifically. And then we have my master copy, master study sketchbook. We weren't supposed to spend too much time on these. It was supposed to be about like 15 minutes on each of these. I was very ambitious at the beginning of the year, and then like as time went on and I was getting swamped with other assignments, these definitely got a little bit more rough and I wasn't putting as much time into them. So like at the beginning of the year, really focus on getting these done. Like you could probably do extra pages at the beginning to make sure that like at the end, if you're rushing some of your finals, you might have a little bit more wiggle room. And with those, part of our final was that we had to digitally like put those into a notebook online, have information about all the artists and everything for the master copies, and make that into like a journal notebook. And that was one of our finals. Usually she would have them printed, like have us printed out. This year she didn't, so I don't have that to show you, but That was part of our final, along with everyone. We have an assignment earlier in the semester where we make business cards, and then part of the final is having the printed business cards and like giving them to all your classmates and stuff, which is really cute. The next class is Annie 11, which is illustration basics. We started off with like doing blank contour drawings and figure drawings, gesture drawings, a lot of stuff with negative space, and then like shadow shapes, light shapes. And then our final was a big charcoal reversal project where you cover the board in charcoal and you erase out the picture. My professor was Angela Wu. She's amazing. She only had one class for Annie 11 this semester, and I'm so glad we got her class. She was amazing. We kind of did 2 reversals. We did one earlier where we had to go to the library, find like books with photography, find a good reference there, and then do that reversal. And then we took our critiques from that and took it into our final where we had to take our own reference photos and did a self-portrait. So that's my final there. In this class, we also had a daily sketchbook, but this one's a little bit bigger. And we had to spend like a bit more time on the pages, like closer to an hour. I did not do that. I got a pretty good grade on the sketchbook, but I definitely didn't spend as much time on all the drawings that I could have. This is another one where it's definitely really good to get ahead in the beginning. Maybe get a plan out on how to get all 100 of those pages, just to make sure you're not rushing it at the end, because that seems stressful. I don't know, got some good pages. I'm trying to see if I can find some good ones. Just a lot more. I messed around with a lot more color in this one. Lots of something is with this sketchbook and with the daily sketchbook for Annie 71, everything is supposed to be from observation. So you're actually having to go out and find stuff to look at and draw. Lots of practicing what you are seeing around you, which I think is really cool. Definitely wasn't my favorite thing before. I did it, I learned, it was great. Then finally, the third Annie class taken first semester is lighting and optics. People say that like the first semester is hard because of this class. It definitely depends a lot, I think, which professor you have. I had John Clapp. He is, if I'm correct with what I've heard other people say and everything, he's one of the harder ones for this class. He is a bit intense, but I learned a lot in the class. You like start out with like cubes and stuff, lots of cubes. The cubes kind of never stop. Throughout the semester you're doing freehand cubes without like all the tools and everything to do mechanical stuff with perspective. If you pass your freehand cubes, you move on to ellipse cubes. I never passed my freehand cubes. My goal is to keep working on those. You also do renders. Your main big projects are your renders. So in John's class, you start out with the cube, turn it in. If you pass it, you can move on to the cylinder. If you don't pass it, you redo it, and you keep redoing until you pass it. At the end of the semester, for the day of the final, you want to have a cube, a cylinder, a sphere, a 3-tone object, and then the big projects, which is the specimen project, the Cube City project, and then the grayscale isn't a big project, but you also want to have the grayscale. On top of all the renders that you're doing for projects, you are also taking notes in class on paper, and then what he wants you to do is go into InDesign and make a digital book out of that, and a huge chunk of your grade is turning in that notebook around the final. So this is my lovely notebook. It will have like diagrams and stuff from class, stuff with like perspective, fun things. This is a huge chunk of your grade. Even if you don't finish a lot of the renders, you like this will be your saving grace. It's very important. It's just kind of what to expect, I guess, from those 3 classes. I am so far really enjoying the program. It got very busy and stressful during finals, but that's kind of to be expected. I feel like I don't really know who I'm like giving this information to. I'm just like, to my past self, I'm like, the program's good. You'll make it. You'll be okay. But like any advice that I probably would have given to myself at the beginning of the semester is like, start off really strong. Start off ahead. Start off really on top of things. Get your stuff done like ahead of time, so that you're not rushing and panicking and cramming when you're getting stuff later, especially in the classes like Annie 10, where you have projects that you have to like keep redoing. If you don't want to like get behind on the first one and then it'll take you forever to catch up and get to the later ones, and you want to make sure to stay on top of your sketchbooks. That is huge, especially Annie 71, like those sketchbooks. The sketchbooks themselves are a pretty big part of your grid, but the notebook is especially, and if you don't have the sketchbooks done, that means your notebook's incomplete, and your notebook is like the final. So you want to stay on top of your little daily things. It does make a huge difference, but yeah, time management is a huge thing, making sure that you are on top of things, and also like taking care of yourself. You need to have a balance between classes and other things. Part of one thing I really like about not being on a specific art school campus is that you're able to go to other events and do things with other people that are outside of your program, or just have events that aren't specifically program centered. There are a lot of amazing events in the Shrunken Headman Club, which is the animation club, which is an amazing little community. Really connected. There's a Schmentor program where you can get connected with you can get connected to upperclassmen and have someone to like help you with stuff. And that's really cool. They do a lot of monthly events and stuff like that, which is awesome. There's also the Women in Animation Club, which is also really cool. There's a lot of cool community involved on campus in the animation stuff specifically, but also outside of that. And I think that's really cool. You need to have a balance between like constantly being surrounded by like your major and your art and like everything, but it is good to be able to like step back and be doing other things. The campus has a lot of really good like services and accommodations and things for students, so that's really cool to keep in mind. So I just generally really recommend the school. There's a great community with the animation club and everything connected in general with the program on campus, and connection to the upperclassmen and everything. And with the Shrunken Headman Club, there's a lot of connections to alumni that are in the field and doing lots of things. That's really cool. There's a lot to be involved in and get connected to with other like students on campus and in the industry and all that I think is really cool. But yeah, so that is my first semester experience at San Jose State in the animation and illustration program. I hope to do more stuff with better information in the future, but for now, that's it. So thanks for watching.